With so many different choices of action cameras out there, I wanted to show you just a few examples of the ones that I use and what they can actually do. Today, we're going to take a look at the Insta360 One X2 and the GoPro Hero 9, and we're going to see exactly what they look like whenever you use a stuntman chest mount. Let's get to it. I use the Stuntman chest mount for all of my action camera stuff. I used to use the GoPro version, but I find that the Stuntman is just a lot more comfortable and a lot more secure. On my Stuntman chest mount, I adhered a GoPro mount, and what you can do is simply take your GoPro with a standard GoPro mount and just lock it in place and simply put it back at an angle just like this. Now the other little thing that you see here is the GoPro Max Lens mod. Now this is real simple to install. You just simply take the GoPro Hero 9, twist the lens until it comes off. It comes off really, really easily. And then you take the Max Lens mod. I always like to leave it inside this little silicone case whenever I'm putting it on there, just so I don't touch it. And then you just align it and turn it, and now you're ready to use the Max Lens mod. This is really simple. The one thing that you do want to remember to do whenever you do install the Max Lens mod and uninstall it, either way, is either turn on or off the setting to use the Max Lens mod. That way you're taking advantage of it, or you're not getting that weird circle view that you get if you try to use the Max Lens mod setting. The Max Lens mod will give you, in my opinion, the best setting that you can possibly get. Granted, you won't get 4K, but you'll get 2.7K. You can get up to 60 frames a second. And the big thing is that you get amazing stabilization and you get horizon leveling. You can literally spin the camera like this and it will constantly be level. So I recommend the Max Lens mod for mountain biking, running, and all that stuff. It just seems to make the GoPro even easier to use than it already is. Now this is the Insta360 One X2, and the one thing with these cameras is you have to be very careful with the lenses. You don't want to scratch them up, so you always want to keep them protected when not being used, and you really want to make sure that there's no smudges or marks on those lenses themselves. I like to use this small rig cage that you can get from Insta360. It's got some GoPro mounts and some cold shoe mounts that are on the sides of it. But then whenever you want to use it, you just simply slide the Insta360 down inside the cage, and then you can secure it by screwing this little screw down, and it's locked in there really well. You still have access to your USB-C door, and you still have access to your power button on this side. So now that the GoPro's off, you just simply take your Insta360 and align these little feet, and it'll just screw on there just like it does with a GoPro. It's that easy. Now there's several different ways that you can mount this. Since it's a 360 camera, you've got lenses on both sides. You can mount it in a more upright position if you wanted it further away from your bike, or you can mount it in a downward position. Having it angled down more like this is going to give you more use of one lens as opposed to two lenses, and you're not going to get as much stitching effect. Where I did find that whenever I had it mounted more at an angle like this, it was trying to do some stitching near my handlebars, and you can see that kind of in the video. All right, now that you know a little bit about each camera that I'm going to be testing today, let's go ahead and let's check out some of the footage I recorded with each one of these on my backyard trail. For this first one, let's check out the GoPro Hero 9 in Super View 4K with boost mode on. Let's check out a clip from the Insta360 One X2. This is in ultra wide mode, and I actually recorded this in the 5.7K, but whenever it exports in 1080p. Now for the GoPro Hero 9 with the max lens mod at 2.7K with the boost mode on. I had to record this on a separate day. As you can see, it's an icy wonderland. The trail was completely frozen with ice and was actually kind of sketchy to ride. So with this one, I'm riding quite a bit slower as I just don't want to bust it. All right, let's take another look at the GoPro Hero 9 in SuperView 4K boost mode. And the same section of trail with the Insta360 One X2 in ultra wide mode, exported at 1080p. And back to the icy wonderland with the GoPro Hero 9 with the max lens mod. Let's take a look at one more clip with each one of these. This time I'm going to be riding over Wild Woody, a boardwalk that I made on my backyard trail. This might not be the best idea to ride this when it's icy, but it was a challenge and I was willing to take it. That was slick. Let's check them all out side by side. As you can see, the One X2 is on the left-hand side and the GoPro is on the right-hand side. You can kind of tell that the ultra wide is quite a bit wider than the super view. It lines up more along the lines with the max lens mod, and the wide mode in the Insta360 lines up more with the super view mode on the GoPro. One thing that I need to do different with the GoPro is I need to angle my camera down just a little bit so you can see more of my handlebars as I go. But you guys can get the idea of exactly how wide each one of these cameras shoot. I will say with the Insta360, this was all shot in one take. I did not have to actually change any lenses or re-record any of this because all of your editing and your camera angles and your camera widths are all done in software in post. That's one of the things that makes this camera really unique and nice, is that you can get all kinds of different angles without having to reshoot and reshoot and reshoot. However, that does mean that you're going to have a little bit more editing to do whenever you get back to the editing room. Now that you've seen both the GoPro Hero 9 with and without the Max Lens mod, and you've seen the Insta360 One X2, which one do you guys think you would enjoy the most? There are definitely several advantages to the Insta360 One X2 where you can change your viewing angle after you've actually recorded it. You don't have to worry about being super precise with it. With the GoPro, it's more point and shoot. You know what you're getting because whatever's in front of you is pretty much what you're going to capture. You don't have to worry about that extra editing process that you have to go through and post with the 360 camera, but you also lose that flexibility too. There's a lot less thinking in actual the moment with the Insta360, where you have to actually set up and think what you want your shot to be like whenever you're shooting with the GoPro. There you go. That's my review and my demo of these particular cameras. I really enjoy both of them. If you can afford both of them in your arsenal, I definitely recommend them. GoPro Hero 9 is amazing. It's absolutely incredible. The image stabilization that comes out of this camera is by far better than any GoPro that they've ever produced. The image stabilization that comes out of a 360 camera is already spot on. But the big advantage of the GoPro over the Insta360 is you're going to get higher resolution. If you're shooting at 4K, you're going to get 4K. If you're shooting at 2.7K, you're going to get 2.7K. Where when you're shooting at 5.7K on this and you're using the iPhone app or the Android app, you're going to get 1080p when it comes out of the camera. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. Like I said, let me know which camera you have or which one you want to purchase or which one you thought had the best footage overall in the little demo that I gave you guys. Click that subscribe button, and if you don't mind, click the bell button also. It'll notify you whenever new videos come out. And as always, get out there, run, bike, build, and just have fun. We'll see you in the next one.